Donald Trump's return to the Oval Office comes during a pivotal time for U.S. foreign relations. This is how it looked as the first Israeli hostages were released from Hamas captivity in Gaza in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners that were being held by Israel. The deal includes three phases. In the first phase, Israel will release 735 Palestinian prisoners held without charge over 6 weeks in exchange for Hamas releasing 33 Israeli hostages who have been in captivity for 470 days.
Most beautiful of all, this week we achieved an epic ceasefire agreement as a first step toward lasting peace in the Middle East.
And after so much pain, destruction, loss of life, today the guns in Gaza have gone silent.
Here in the Bay Area, the impact of the first prisoners being released is still sinking in. Both sides telling Amanda Harry that while it is a time to celebrate, there is still a lot of work left to do.
Many people say seeing the ceasefire go into effect gives them hope, but there's still fear and anxiety because today is just day one and there's still questions about what will come into fruition in the coming days, weeks, and months. Images people have waited over a year to see, hostages being released as a ceasefire goes into effect on the Gaza Strip. But for Executive Director of the Council on American Islamic Relations, Zahra Balloo, it's bittersweet.
It is long overdue. Tens of thousands of Palestinians have been killed, and it is only a first step toward justice and liberation.
She says she's taking guidance from Palestinians on the ground in Gaza who are welcoming this, but they can't show it.
Who, by the way, have been restricted from their ability to celebrate publicly by Israeli authorities.
So far, 90 Palestinian prisoners have been released, as well as 3 Israeli hostages. CEO of the Jewish Community Relations Council, Tyler Gregory, is relieved to see them home.
It's so heartwarming seeing these 3 girls embrace their mothers, their families, their friends. There's a lot of tears of joy, but also of deep pain. You can see that in their eyes. And so I think that it shows the resilience that these young women have had.
But he's still uneasy. There are more hostages to be released on both sides. And there's concerns about what state those people may be in and what's next.
Then the big question is, are the next phases going to come? Because it would mean a larger end to the war itself. And there's way too many actors to say for certain whether that's going to happen or not.
Balloo shares his concerns. She wonders if Netanyahu's administration will follow the terms of the agreement and how a new U.S. presidential administration may impact things.
It would appear that Donald Trump both got us a ceasefire agreement and saved TikTok in his week before coming into office. I am under no delusion that Donald Trump likes Muslims or likes Palestinians. What I do know is that the Democrats have disappointed us for far too long, and he wanted to distinguish himself from them.
Both Balloo and Gregory are trying to remain hopeful that this is the start to some peace and rebuilding.
It's our goal, it's our expectation that after this is over, maybe we can find ways to build bridges again, because there's been a lot of division between our communities, but ultimately we have more in common with our Muslim neighbors as a Jewish community than we do have differences.
Both say they will continue to watch things closely as they continue to unfold and do what they can to support those who are most impacted.